What's up, y'all? This Kamali, man. I'm back with a new teaching video. Praise God that He gave me revelation on this chapter. This particular video is called Obey the Don's Orders. I'm gonna repeat that. This particular topic is called Obey the Don's Orders, and it's based on Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 through 30. And I'm gonna explain how this whole concept of this chapter is. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it, man. It says again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them. While he was gone, he gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on his trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. So basically, the master, which is the Don, you know what I'm saying, uh, instructed his servants to invest his money. So it's like, like for example, God is the Don, Yahweh is the Don, the Most High is the Don. Christ is God's right hand man. You feel me? But the Don gives the right hand man in the family the authority to give his soldiers instructions of what they supposed to do. So like for example, like a Don, if he say I want you to go invest, or he tell his right hand man, you know what I'm saying, oh, I want my soldiers to go and rob this house, or go steal this particular information, or go get this person that's ruining the family, that's jeopardizing our business, you know what I'm saying? But instead, you know what I'm saying, the right hand man, you know, tells from the Don, because this is the thing here. Christ is not gonna instruct you to do something unless God, the Most High, gives him instructions to, oh, I need you to do this. Have this particular person do this for the kingdom. That's mainly what it's for. It's for the kingdom. Like, I mean, it's for God too, but it's mainly for His kingdom. You know what I'm saying? To build His kingdom, to build His foundation. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like when the Don tell you to do something. Like, it ain't like you just doing it for nothing. It's for the kingdom, whether you win or lose, whether you get criticized or not, whether you get bashed or you don't get bashed. You know what I'm saying? It's mainly for the kingdom of heaven. Period. That's mainly what it's for. But these particular, the master gave his servants his money and gave them instructions to plot more, invest more money for him while he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So he gave, them those instructions. And you know, they obeyed it, two obeyed it, but the other one he didn't obey. So like for example, if you banging in the set, if you banging, like just say if you banging Paru or you banging Crips, and the OG of the hood of the set tell you, hey, we need you to go put in work in this. You know what I'm saying? Because there's levels. There's OGs, you know what I'm saying? Then there's G's, then TGs, BGs, you know what I'm saying? Soldiers, whatever. You feel me? Certain individuals in a certain rank has more power and more authority to give instructions to the ones in the low ranks. You feel me? And like, just say the OG tells this young G homie or this BG homie, oh, go put in work for the turf, go do a drive-by or something. You know what I'm saying? And if he don't do it, then he gets murked. Then the OG is going to give that same instruction that he gave to the BG to another individual in the hood that's going to do it. You go gain respect. You gonna gain respect. You gonna gain a higher rank. You're gonna be that's by you fulfilling what the Don tells you to do, that you're being more reliable to the Don. And God is the Don. Christ is the right hand man that has the authority to give instructions from the Don to his soldiers. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that's why the Bible says, like in Matthew 22, it says many are called but few are chosen. Just because you are called, like, it's a difference from you chosen and from you called. A person can be called, like, for example, like some people are called, some people have some people in their life. Some people have this person in their life just for this. Some people have this person in their life just for this. But they got some individual, it's only a few individuals that though that person have in their life that they intimately have a deep close relationship with. It's like their family. They know they can rely on it. But they got some people in their circle that they know for a fact they can't rely on it. But they just have them there, just there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically like how it is when you're called. But when you're chosen, you're more reliable. You're like family. You know what I'm saying? You're a family in the hood. You a family to that person. You consider family to that person. You consider blood. They can rely on you. They can trust you. You feel me? But that's basically what it is but if you don't do something that God instructs you to do, which is the Don tell you to do, it's consequences towards it behind that. Not just consequences where like God is looking at you like, and Christ looking at you like, dang, like he or she ain't gonna do what I tell them to do, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I can't rely on them. I don't consider them trustworthy in in my circle and for the kingdom, because I want individuals that's gonna hear me and I instruct them, whether it's through visions, dreams, spirit, whatever. Like if I instruct them to go do this or whatever, I want those ones that's gonna do it, that's gonna ride ride it out, even if they gotta die behind riding out for what I told them to do. Because even in the book of Matthew chapter 10, it tells you, like, you can die for this, man. Like, you can die for it. Like, you feel me? Like, and like that's why Jesus said, excuse me, in Matthew 10, do not fear no man. If a man tries to kill you, they can kill you all you want, but they can't do nothing with your spirit. They have the authority to kill your flesh, but they don't really have the authority to torment your spirit. God has the authority and the power to destroy you, to kill you, and to destroy your spirit in hell. Period. So it's also based on what you're doing for the kingdom. If God is telling you something, do it, homie. If God is telling you to do this and do that, or give to this person, or help this person that's in need, or show love to this person, do it, man. Because if you don't, then it's a consequence behind that. There's three things behind it. One, it's a consequence behind it. Two, you're considered unreliable to God. And three, God can stop using you to and give his instructions to somebody that he know, like, yeah, this person gonna do what I tell them, regardless. This ain't no game. This is real. This is real deal. I mean, this ain't no we playing for just a season. Nah, this is for life, homie. Just like Damus and Crips be like, this said it, this is in me for life. This is for life. You know what I'm saying? Or like just say like even on San Andreas, like on San Andreas where they be like, oh, this is Grove Street for life or whatever. Like this is Jesus for life. This is God for life. This is the kingdom of heaven for life. This is for life, homie. The only way you can damage your role in God is by stepping out of the box, stepping out of your circle, stepping out of your lane. And you don't want to do that because at the same time, the devil, the enemies is trying to get to you. The enemy's trying to kill you, all that. Get rid of you, torment you, whatever. Because they know they know what you're capable of, and they know that you're well respected in the kingdom by God. You know what I'm saying? And they don't like that. That's just like, for example, if you making all this, if the hood that you with, if these blood gang members making all this money, they making all this money, they got fat rides, they got motorcycles and this and that, but then your rivals see y'all with all this luxury, they gonna be looking at like, dang, like these fools got all this luxury. They ain't really tripping about the whole, oh, they bloods and we Crips, like we don't like the red, like that ain't mainly what they gonna be tripping over. They gonna really be tripping over, dang, how they got so much luxury. We don't got that. We don't got luxury like they do. We need to, you know, put a lick to get what they have. You feel me? So, that's how the devil looks at us, like as us that's high ranks of the kingdom, that's really reliable in God's ways. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, God really speaks to people, man. God really speaks through people. God really gives instructions to, you know, his, chosen people. He gives instructions to the people that's called, but when it comes to his chosen people, he even said in Matthew, Jesus even said in Matthew 24, like, don't be misled. Even my chosen people will get deceived, will turn away from me. Because that shows you that the devil is really coming at, believe not just believers of God, but the real soldiers of God, the real ones, the real mighty ones that's really putting in work for the turf and all that. Whatever God want me to put in work for the turf with, I'm with it. Like this is the set. Like this is the set. This is what I rep. This is what I bang for. I'm not saying I don't make mistakes, but when it comes to God, like when God tell me something, like I listen, cause that's the Don, that's the OGs. These the OGs, like you know what I'm saying. Like how you gonna be a G or a BG, and then the OG trying to tell you something, and you ain't listening to the OG? That's DP. You get disciplined for that because it's like this person ain't just the OG for nothing or the hood. This person the OG because they put in work way before you. So how you gonna just disrespect the OG that put in work for you, put in work way before you was even born here, and you disrespect them? Come on, man. Like the OGs ain't gonna steer you wrong. You know what I'm saying? And especially like since God is the Don, God ain't gonna steer you wrong. You know what I'm saying? God is not gonna steer you wrong. And then plus, Christ is the OGS, the original godly servant. He's the right hand man. He has the authority. Even in the book of John, in First John, that it says that God gave Christ the authority. You know what I'm saying? So he can give instructions on, okay, God said to do this. Because if you think about it, everything that Christ did, it was under God's instruction. It ain't like Christ just moved just because he wanted to move. You know what I'm saying? Like just like when he got baptized in Matthew chapter 3, when he got baptized and he told John the Baptist to baptize him, John the Baptist was looking like, shouldn't you baptize me? But he was like, baptize me. This is for, I'm trying to fulfill my Father's will. Now, the Don, which is God, the Most High, instructed Christ to do this, to get baptized. It ain't like Christ just woke up in the morning and just thought of it himself. No. The Don gave him the instructions to an assignment to do this. You feel me? So that's how it is. But let's get back to it. Um, After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they had used his money. The servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more. The master said, Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate. Now, I'm going to hold off right there to explain something about when you do what the Don tells you to do, you gain respect from the Don. You gain reliability from the Don. You gain trust to the Don from the Don by you doing what he tells you to do. You know what I'm saying? Because when it said here, he said the master was like, when he said, I invested your money, then the master was like, well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount. So now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. Now he's giving him more responsibility, more instructions to do things because the master sees that he can rely on this servant of his. If he needs something done, he gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? He has soldiers that's gonna put in work for the turf. You feel me? Like, you can't be just sitting around here not putting in work for the turf. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, no matter how minor it is, or no matter how major it is, whether it's minor or major, you still putting in work for the turf. Period. And if a person tells you, oh, it gotta be something major, no, it don't. Because it's been a lot of minor things that God told me to do, to give to this person, to help this person, to show love to this person, to speak to this person. It's been major things too, but a lot of times it's been a lot of more minor things that God instructed me to do to help these particular people or this person or give to this person or whatever. They're major, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean, oh, because you doing something minor doesn't mean you ain't putting in work for the turf. Whether it's minor or major, you still putting in work for the turf. Obey what the Don tells you. Obey his orders. Because if you don't, it's the consequences, and I'm about to explain that. Let's get to it. Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here's your money back. But the master replied, You wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I harvested crops, I didn't plant and gathered crops, I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it. Then he ordered, Take the money from this servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, by this servant didn't do what he was instructed to do, he had to face a penalty. And lots of times, like, just say if you banging for the set, or just say you affiliated with the mafia, like, you know what I'm saying, and you not doing what you supposed to do, you know what I'm saying, by the dime, and he sees you didn't do it, you can get killed for that. That's why they say in the streets, kill or be killed. Basically saying, or ride or die, or in other words, do or die. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's saying you either do it, or you going or we gonna murk you, because it's like, if we know you ain't gonna do what we tell you to do, then you're basically a victim in our eyes, where we like, okay, you a threat because you're not with us, you're against us. You're either gonna be with us or you against us. Whether we jump you every day or kill you, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you either do or you die, period. Because you're blocking the way of our organization. You're blocking the way. You're hindering us from building up our foundation. You feel me? And that's how it is with the Don. That's why he was saying, like, you wicked lazy servant. Like, you supposed to be doing what I told you to do. It ain't like I'm telling you something foolish. It ain't like I'm instructing you to do something that's crazy, or that's arrogant, or stubborn. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you something that's helpful, not just towards the Don, but also for yourself and for the foundation that I'm building. You feel me? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God is the Don. God can tell you to do something, and you don't do it. God is gonna give the instruction to somebody else that he know that will do it. And I'm basically explaining this to all the believers and even female believers. You know what I'm saying? If God tell you to do, if the Don, which is God, tell you to do something, do it. Don't be lazy, or don't be where it's like, man, I ain't about to do that. You know, I've done that before, real talk. But I start to realize too, like, man, I gotta put in work for the turf, man. Like, especially God keep coming to me and telling me, oh, I want you to do this. I want you to speak about this. I want you to help this person, this and that. A lot of times it don't even be under your desire to help this person. Not saying you wouldn't help this person or do this. A lot of times God would tell you to do this because, or do that because it's for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? To touch this person's life, to touch their spirit. You feel me? Or they may be going through something, and by you doing this particular thing that most people don't do of the world, you know what I'm saying? That may change their whole mentality, their whole mind frame. You feel me? So when it comes to the Don telling you what to do it. You know, you gotta be on your grind all the time. You gotta be on point. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not on point, and God is telling you to do something and you don't listen, you could miss something, and plus God could stop using you and use somebody else who will. Then you're gonna be stuck. Cause when it comes to you, like, okay, God, I'm ready for you to tell me what you want me to do. But God looking at you like, I just told you, I gave you a list of things from here to here to here to do this for me, for the kingdom. You didn't listen. You didn't listen, or you was too afraid to do it. So it's like, I don't need people that's not gonna do what I tell them to do. I don't need cowards in my circle or in my kingdom. I want soldiers that's gonna put in work for the turf, raw, uncut, you know what I'm saying, to the flesh, to the bone, to the blood. Like, you feel me? So all you believers, male believers, female believers, you know what I'm saying? Listen to the Don, man. Obey the orders of the Don and obey the instructions of the Don. No matter how minor or how major it is, homie, obey what he tells you. Because you gain respect from the Don, you gain trust from the Don, and you're being more reliable. He's relying on you more. He can rely on you. You know what I'm saying? So basically, obey what the Don tells you. Obey what the Don tells you. The Don is God. You know what I'm saying? And Christ is the right hand man that the Don gives authority to give those instructions of his to him to tell his soldiers. I'm his soldier. I'm God's soldier. I'm one of his soldiers. God tell me, oh, do this, do this. I want you to do this teaching to this, do this teaching to that. Give me revelation every day, every day. You know what I'm saying? And I obey it because I want to be respected in the kingdom. I want to, I'm doing it for the hood. That's what I do it for. I do it for God, and I do it for the hood. Because after I leave this world, I want to live in the hood. You feel me? I want to live in the kingdom of heaven. That's the hood. That's my home. That's the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? Go live up there with the homies. With Paul, Peter, James, John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, Thaddeus, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Noah, uh, Job, Ruth, Esther, Mary Magdalene, Mary, Joseph, you know what I'm saying? Those the homies of the hood, and those the homegirls of the hood too. You feel me? Like I respect them, and they did what God told them to do. Doesn't necessarily mean that everything was perfect in their walk, or the thing that God instructed them to, but they did it. Period. And that's soldiers. So God bless y'all. I love y'all, man, and it's more teachings to come. Hope y'all learned something from this, and more is to come, man. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Peace.